welcome to Sarah's Stampin' Retreat. Today we're going to be making this cool window card, and we're going to be making that using things from this Most Wonderful Time product medley. So in the product medley you get this stamp set, you get the die set that cuts out the small Christmas tree, the large Christmas tree, the presents, this sentiment strip, and then you also get a star and an angel to top the tree. You get 9 meters of this trim, 58 gold backed stars, 48 sheets of designer series paper, 12 gold foil card fronts, and also 7 sticker sheets. And we're also just going to use a piece of paper from this 'Tis the Season DSP just to be like the wallpaper in our house. It's this one here. So to create our card, I've got a 5x5 inch Whisper White card blank, which I've made by scoring and folding a 10 inch by 5 inch piece of the thick Whisper White cardstock in half. This is a 4 3/4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, the thick one again. And I've used one of the square layering dies. This one, the inside measures just under 2 inches square. And I've used that to cut these 4 panels out of the card to create this window pane. And then I've also got this piece of the 'Tis the Season designer series paper, which is just slightly smaller than this, about 1/8 of an inch smaller, just so that you don't see it when you put the window pane on top. So I'm just going to add that to the front of my card. And then I'm going to use this large Christmas tree from the stamp set and my old olive ink pad. And I'm just going to stamp the tree on a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. And then I'm going to use my light old olive marker just to colour that in. So I'm just going to clean my stamp on my stamping chamois. So stamping chamois is just, it's in the catalogue. I'll link it below as well so you can see. It looks disgusting now because I've used it so much, but it's still cleaned really well. Look how well it's cleaned that stamp just by rubbing it on it like this. I keep it in a stamp case just to keep it fresh, but you have to dampen it with, so you dampen it with water. If you leave it a long time without dampening it with water, then it'll go really stiff, but that's fine. Just run it under some water again and it'll go damp again. So it's quite nice and soft. And you literally just rub your stamps on it and it cleans them nicely. And it doesn't have any fibres to it. So it doesn't ruin your stamps like it would if you clean them with kitchen roll, or if you wiped them with like a baby wipe or something like that is chemically. So it's really good for cleaning your stamps. So then I've got the candy canes from the same stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp them on to decorate my tree. So I'm just going to take this die that coordinates with the tree and I'm going to go and cut it out on my die cutting machine, so I shall be back in a second. So the other thing that I did while I was doing my die cutting was I just used the star die out of the die set to cut this star out of gold foil sheet, and look, it embosses it really nicely as well. So now I'm just going to lay this on the card. And I should just keep putting this over so that I can see what it looks like with the window on top as well. And then I'm also just cutting some of the presents out of this paper that comes in the DSP pack with the product medley. They're really easy shapes to cut out. You can also, there's presents stamps with coordinating dies in the stamp and die set. So you can stamp them and cut them out using dies if you're not up for fussy cutting, but I just wanted the patterns that are on these papers today. So I've got some here that I've cut out previously, so I'm just going to lay them out, make sure I'm happy with it, and then I'll stick them down. So I'm just going to put my window over the top to make sure that I'm happy with that. And I think that looks nice, so I'll go ahead and stick those down now. And I'm going to use a mixture of Stampin' Dimensionals, which are foam, double-sided foam pads, and glue to stick the presents down. And that'll just give a bit of added dimension as well. And I just cut a bit from the outside just to pop on the back of the star. And that can go on the top of the tree. So I'm just going to take some of these stickers from the sticker sheet that comes with the product medley. I'm just going to stick those onto the window frame here. I've just got a little bit of green ink on the window frame here, and I don't want to make a new one, so I'm just sticking a few extras to what I put on last time over here. I'll put one there to balance it out. And then underneath I'm going to use some glue dots, so I'll put some glue dots in the corners. One in the middle and one in the other corner. And then I'll use this tinsel trim that also comes in the product medley. And then I'm just going to pop that on there. I'm going to let it wind down a bit. You can pop up there as well. And there we go, and then I can just chop it off the end. And we've got that nice little tinsel trim showing through. So when that goes over, that'll look really cute. So then I'm going to use our adhesive foam strips to add this onto the card. And the reason I'm using these is partly because they fit nicely on the frame, and partly because they're a bit thicker than the dimensionals that I've used on the actual card, so they'll then sit nicely above the card. I'm going to pop that all on the top, and then I want that all the way down this side as well. And I'll pop it all the way across the middle. And then on this side, I'm just going to pop it about 2/3 of the way down, because I don't want it to stick onto the present here and buckle. And I'm not going to put any along here either, I'm just going to put it in this corner. And I'll pop this at the top. And that way we've not got a double height of this on top of the dimensionals we've already got on the card. Then we'll pop that onto our card front. And there's our window card completed. So I'll bring the one I made previously. They're both almost the same, but you can just decide then whether you like it better with just the two in the middle or the added ones at the sides. So that's our project completed for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd be really grateful if you clicked like below. And if you'd like to see my future projects, then please click subscribe. And you can also press the notifications button to receive notifications when new videos are available for you to look at. All of the products that we use today are linked in the description below, and there'll also be a host code that you can use, and when you add that to your basket at checkout, then I'll send you a free gift at the end of the month. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.